Did your parents ever tell you that back in their days they used to buy 1 kg of rice with just 5 taka? Have you felt like your grocery bills just keep climbing? Rice, cooking oil, bus fares, everything costs more than it did before. That's inflation, and Bangladesh has been in the middle of a big fight to control it. But is it working? Let's find out.
Inflation is when your money buys less than before. If a liter of oil used to cost 150 taka then and now costs 200 taka, that's inflation in action. In 2024, inflation in Bangladesh peaked at over 11%, the highest in years. That means if you spent 1,000 taka on a basket of groceries last year, you'd now need at least 1,100 for the same basket. The impact? Families struggle to cover essentials like food, transport, and rent.
So why did this happen? A mix of global and local shocks. The Ukraine war drove up the world food and fuel prices. Floods damaged crops at home. Taka lost value, making imports more expensive. More demand, less supply, prices soared. That's why inflation in 2024 to 2025 was much higher than the 5 to 6% range we saw a few years ago.
So how do you cool things down? The Bangladesh Bank, our central bank, stepped in with tight monetary policy. Think of inflation like an overheating engine. Raising interest rates is one way to apply the brakes. First, it raised the main repo rate from 8% in mid-2024 to 10% by October 2024, the highest in years. Think of it like this. Borrowing money is now more expensive, so businesses and people take fewer loans and spend less. Less spending means less pressure on prices. The banks also tightened liquidity. That's just reducing the extra money in the economy, so there's less fuel for price hikes. The central bank has been selling foreign currency and limiting excess money creation as an automatic drain on liquidity. And it managed the taka carefully, moving toward a market-based exchange rate so imports like fuel and cooking oil don't become crazy expensive.
The government joined the fight with tight fiscal policy. What does it mean? Imagine a family cutting back on expenses when their money is tight. They cut non-essential spendings and focused on basics. Big fancy projects delayed. Money went straight to the essentials instead. They also put restrictions on luxury imports, so fewer high-end cars and gadgets, helping save precious dollars. Now here's a big one. Fuel prices. In 2024, the government said no more big subsidies. They switched to market-based pricing, which means gas, petrol, diesel got pricier. That saves the government more money. But there's a downside. When fuel costs more, transport and production costs go up too. And to protect the poor, safety nets expanded. Millions of families receive subsidized rice and essentials through special programs. The idea? Slow down inflation without leaving anyone behind.
Has it worked? Yes and no. The good news, inflation dropped from 11.6% in July 2024 to 8.5% in May 2025.
The taka is more stable, the imports are under control, and the reserves are steady at $20 to $25 billion.
The balance of payments improved too. The current account deficit fell from $0.66 billion by March 2025 from $4.39 billion a year earlier. But challenges remain. Rice, the staple food, still costs about 15% more than last year. And core inflation is sticky. So while things are better, prices are still high for many families.
Fight isn't over though. Global fuel and food prices could rise again if geopolitical tensions flare. Political uncertainty and weak banks add more risk. Plus, structural problems like hoarding and poor storage keeps food prices high. Bangladesh needs deeper reforms, better supply chains, stronger banks, and smarter spending. The IMF says that inflation could fall by 7% in 2026, but only if this policy stays on track. The bottom line, we're heading in the right direction, but this isn't a quick fix. Inflation control takes time and discipline.
This is exactly what you learn in intermediate macroeconomics. How interest rates, inflation, government budgets, and economic policies affect real people. If you want to understand how economies work and how countries like Bangladesh tackle real-world problems, this course gives you the tools.
Understanding these tools helps us make sense of what's happening in the economy and why certain decisions are made.